What is up, Bray Gang? You guys already know what it is. It's your boy back at it again with another video. And today we are going to be checking out another video about Germany. Yes, I know you guys are like, damn, bruh, you always be checking out Germany and shit and blah, 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 blah. I love Germany. That's the end of that conversation. So, first of all, I would like to lead with a big thanks because we did hit 300 members on our Discord. Hey, that's 300 Bray Gang members, man. So if you guys are new and you actually don't have a community to join or anything at all, definitely join the Bray Gang. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and most importantly, join the Discord so you can stay in tune with your boy. Now, today we're going to be covering 9 more taboo, weird, or illegal things in America that are normal in Germany. We reacted to the 5 more taboo, weird, and illegal things that were normal in Germany that were illegal here. So we're gonna go ahead and go over this. This is off of Alter Space Productions page. Let's go ahead and dive nose deep into this thing. See exactly what we working with. All right.
Hey folks, Austin here. I am back at it again with another Sellout America Germany comparison video.
Yes.
And before we start, it's important for me to note that while I will definitely make them during this video, I do not agree with making generalizations about a country or culture. For the purposes of this video though, it's simply easier for me to say in Germany instead of starting every sentence with something like based on my personal experiences and what I can infer about the country as a whole based on my limited exposure living in 2 areas for just a year. Insert topic here. But first, I'm going to be talking about some things that people brought up in the comment section of my last video. First is going to be the Autobahn and how in Germany it doesn't have a speed limit, or at least certain sections of it doesn't have a speed limit. Of course, here in the US, we don't have any roads that don't have speed limits, unfortunately. The fastest you can go, and you guys are going to love this, is in Texas with a high of 85 miles an hour, which roughly translates to 137 kilometers per hour. So the state that allows you to carry a sword in public also has the fastest highways. In my opinion, it only makes sense. Another interesting comment was prostitution, how it's legal in Germany and illegal in the US, with the exception of the state of Nevada, which has several counties that are allowed to have brothels, but of course outside of those brothels, prostitution is still illegal everywhere else in the state. Something else that came up a few times was the age of consent, which from everything I've seen is 14.
Oh, hold on, guys, hold on. Battery died. We got to go replace the camera battery. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Whoop. Well, that's not good. Hold on. Ooh.
In Germany, while in the US that's going to be between 16 and 18 depending on the state, and I have no doubt that one is riddled with technicalities and unique situations on both sides. And finally, we have the Kinder Überraschungseier, or the Kinder Surprise Egg, which was brought up several times in the comments section, and of course it is illegal in the United States. That's because the 1938
That's crazy.
Food, Drug, and Cosmetic.
So I honestly did not know that about the Kinder Egg and stuff like that. Like, I think it's kind of weird that we are not allowed to have toys inside of food, but that's the FDA for you, man. They like fucking shit up. They really like fucking shit up, bro. You guys let me know like what it's like out there having like toys and your candy and stuff like that. It must be like going through McDonald's and getting like a little Happy Meal thing or whatever, because I think that shit would be dope. Honestly, I think it would be dope.
Which in short says you can't have a non-food item inside of a food item if you cannot see the non-food item, and it's a bunch of garbage. I think we should have them, and I'm really mad that we don't. And that is my 2 cents on the matter. Alright, so the first thing from my list is going to be taking a gap year, and this one's pretty straightforward. In the United States, in my experience at least, it seems extremely taboo for US students to take a year off between high school and college and do something non-college related. I think a part of that...
That's actually pretty interesting. I guess the mentality in America is right after high school, you need to go straight into college. I think the exception, there are a few people who've made that exception of like, you know, not doing that. I mean, it's just like the popular thing to do is to go to college right after high school. But it seems based on what he's saying here that like in other countries, including Germany, you actually go and have fun for a year. You unwind, you decompress. That's like a really good thing. a lot of people need to start doing that, to be honest. I feel like that's very important.
It's back to high school, where it's drilled into our heads that you have to go straight from high school to college, and there's not a lot of room for pit stops. However, in Germany, that didn't seem to be the case, and gap years didn't seem to be taboo at all. A lot of people that I worked with or that I knew had taken a gap year. You know, they'd gone off, seen the world, gained some real world experience, and really developed as a person. However, it is important to note perhaps that for students in the US at least, taking a gap year to go travel Europe or something would be extremely expensive.
Yes, seriously. That is a lot of money. Oh my God. That's why college programs are the way to go for traveling. Normally when you see most Americans travel, they're like an exchange student or some shit like that. It's a lot easier that way.
Which is expensive enough, and for some people it makes sense that it wouldn't be financially feasible. In Europe, of course, it's easy to get around, and you're right next to all those other countries.
Yes,
so that could be a reason for it.
True. College.
Now, I don't know enough about either education system to get really technical with any of this, but like I said, I feel that the expectation of American students is college or bust, essentially. There's such a large, clear push from schools to go to a 4-year liberal arts university that
4-year liberal arts university. Let that sink in really quick. A 4-year liberal arts university, which means a wasted degree. They're pushing for that because the education system is a huge scam. Unless you're doing something that is in the medical career field, engineering career field, law career field, or let's say any kind of like technical sciences and shit like that. Everything else, like if it's artsy fartsy whatever, bro, like the chances of it being marketable are very slim to none. Like you won't get a good return on your investment, as far as the statistics show. Not to say that you won't be successful, but you will not get an equivalent return on your investment. So I do agree with what he's saying here.
Other options are largely overlooked, such as like a technical college or a vocational school.
Sure.
So what I thought was really interesting about Germany is that institutionally there were other options for students, and students were aware of these other options. And attending a vocational or technical school was not taboo, or at the very least, not as taboo as in the United States.
True. Nudity in the media. I know for a fact Germany has, like, you know, nudes and stuff out there, man. I don't care.
So for this story, we're going back to my
TV.
first couple of weeks in Germany. I had just arrived at my new host family's house. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was editing some video. I had Comedy Central on while I worked in the background, and I leaned back in my chair to stretch, and I was probably right on the edge of the chair to the point where you were just perfectly balanced.
Wow.
And I looked over, and then bam, on the TV where Comedy Central used to be is now some kind of ad for a porn channel or something. I don't know. I was so shocked to see this on what used to be Comedy Central channel that I actually fell out of my chair and made a huge ruckus in the house in the middle of the night at my new host family's house.
Wow.
You know, of course, throughout the year, I got more used to seeing nudity, you know, in public and magazines. And
I feel like, yeah, it's normalized in Germany for nudity and stuff like that. Like it's not as big of a deal as it is in America. I mean, as you see in a lot of my videos, I freak out whenever I see a pair of titties or something like that, or like, you know, booty or something. But like other countries, man, I feel like it's more normalized. Like Germany is definitely more normalized for sure. It's like, oh, cool, like, you know, just boobs, bro, like whatever, no big deal. But here, that shit's like mad sacred almost. Even though they're kind of trying to strive away from that shit, like they're trying not to sexualize like you know, nudity to a whole new degree. Like they're trying to make it more normalized here in America. But I mean, seeing that our foundation was built upon stuff like that, it's going to be kind of hard to change the mindset. And the foundation of Germany and like a lot of other European countries was built on a different mindset. So it's just different ways you handle things of that nature. Let me know how you guys feel about it. I'm pretty sure all of you guys don't care. But and I'm not saying nobody in Germany sexualizes women, but I feel like it's just a lot more normal to see, not even just women, but like in general, like sexual body parts. It's more acceptable as a society over there to have that. Just like it's acceptable in our society here to do a lot of things that aren't acceptable over there, you know? It's crazy.
TV and stuff like that. It was so weird at first because that is something that is, you know, very taboo and very uncommon in the US. Like you would never walk through a train station in the US and, you know, go to the magazine section that everyone can go and see, and the top couple magazines are like topless women. It's not something that would happen. So
Cash
non-cash
culture.
transaction methods are extremely popular in the US. Anything you need to buy throughout the day, you can likely use a card of some sort.
I think that's why America has a spending problem. It's literally been proven if you spend money with a card, you are less likely to feel the consequences and repercussions of that physically, because typically it's almost like trading stuff, right? Back in the day, before the currency thing was a thing, if I wanted a loaf of bread from you, I would have to trade you, let's say, 5 pieces of corn, five corn stalks for a loaf of bread from you, right? I had to give something to get something. So I kind of still felt that, like I'm like, oh, I'm losing something, but I'm getting something in return. When you pay with card, you don't get that same feeling, because it's almost like, oh, I get to keep the card and whatever I just bought. It's your brain's like, you can get more. But if you have cash on you, whenever you spend the cash, it's like, bruh, fuck. Like, you kind of question every little thing you buy in a way when you have cash versus card, which is why I think cash culture is actually pretty dope. The only thing that sucks about it is the vulnerability of getting robbed, because then somebody can steal your money and use it. If somebody steals your card, you can just cancel it and freeze it. I think I've said that in an older video before, but I'm just letting you guys know where my thought process is.
Or like Apple Pay or something. We're just not that much of a cash culture as I felt was the case in Germany. And to a degree, I kind of like this in Germany, how it was easy to carry around some euros in my pocket to buy an ice cream cone or something. And I know that's a super specific small example, and I have no doubt there are places that do take cards, but it seemed like people just carried a lot more cash than here in the US. So this is something I find extremely interesting, and I don't know if this is true all over Germany, but I definitely ran into it quite often where I lived in Bavaria, and it blew my mind every single time. And that is, at the end of the meal, the server will come and will not have a printed bill of what you ordered, but instead ask you what you ordered and then charge you on the spot based on what you told them.
That's actually pretty dope, because it doesn't leave you to wait at the end of the fucking bill to pay for your shit. They want you to pay up front. They're not with that dine and dash shit, man. People do that out here, man. They'll fucking go into a restaurant, eat a whole meal, and as soon as they're done, they'll go to the bathroom and leave. So that integrity shit's definitely that's on point out here, bro. They check that shit at the door. They're like, nah, we want the cash up front.
And that's such an amazing degree of trust that I do not think that American restaurants would extend to their customers. So if you're in America and you do not tip your server, you are doing it way wrong. You see, here in Freedom Land, it's entirely customary to tip your server, 15 to 20%. Tipping is such a big deal that sometimes if I'm unsure if the service requires a tip or not, I'll tip anyway just to avoid the crippling awkwardness of not tipping when I should have.
Honestly, I have criteria for tipping. I don't just tip any old body. You got to do extra to get extra. I don't just tip people because everybody else tips. I tip if you do a little extra. If all you do is regular serve, whatever, and you have a bad attitude and blah blah blah, I'm not tipping you. But if you're serving me and I don't have to ask for water at all, for instance, my biggest thing is just water. I'm not very picky. If people keep bringing me water after I finish my glass of water at restaurants, I give them a pretty nice tip. But if they don't, I don't give them a tip at all. So to either meet me in the middle or don't meet me at all.
Moving to Germany, tipping did not really seem to be a big thing. Rounding off the bill, sure, and maybe a little bit of a tip, but nothing like in the United States. All right, folks, well, that's all I've got for you guys.
That was it. Well, as you guys can see, we learned quite a bit today about Deutschland. So let me know what you guys think. Was this accurate? Was it not? I'm hungry, and I gotta make some food. Probably gonna make a German dish, film that. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing, because there's a particular dish I wanted to make from Deutschland that you guys definitely support. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. You guys already know the vibes. And until the next time I see you guys again, take care. Peace.